Welcome. Welcome. You're tuned into the crew. Podcast and media network. Where voices rise, stories shine, purpose meets the world.
Welcome to the crew. Come on in. This is where it starts. We are the change. We are the change. Right here in our hearts. Welcome home. Welcome through. There's a place for you. The crew around the world lifting every voice too. Oh. We make space for the voiceless, hope for the undeserved. Real talk, real stories, every voice deserves to be heard. Streaming live, we on the move. Facebook, Twitch, Kick, YouTube. From the mic to the nations, we build transformation. Change begins with us. Faith, purpose, power, trust. Seen around the world tonight, that crew shining bright. Come on in. This is where it starts. We are the change. We are the change. Right here in our hearts. Welcome home. Welcome through. There's a place for you. That crew around the world lifting every voice too. Tune in nightly, Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Miss the live, catch the replay, 15, 20 more behind. Welcome to the crew. Come on in. This is where it starts. We are the change. We are the change. Right here in our hearts. Welcome home. Welcome through. There's a place for you. Yeah. Queen Visionary Angela, mind your legacy is live tonight. The crew podcast and meeting network. Let's go. Yeah. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah. Purpose and power. Come renew your mind. Tune in live. Streaming on Twitch, Facebook, Kick, YouTube too. Grab your drink and your notepad. Come through. Come through.
Coach Debbie joined a four-man in the virtual room, bringing wisdom, courage, helping purpose bloom. We talking legacy, faith, and taking the shot. Stir up your gifts, use what you got. Amazon best-selling author, speaker with fire, passion strategist, helping women rise higher. So don't miss the moment, don't miss the flow. Mind your legacy, come ready to grow.
Tune in live. Tune in live. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Purpose and power. Come renew your mind. Tune in live. Streaming on Twitch, Facebook, Kick, YouTube too. Grab your drink and your notepad. Come through. The Crew Pods Network. Purpose on the line. We're calling you forward. This is your sign. Tonight. Faith in your hands, vision in your chest. Open up the limb and come through and be blessed.
Well, welcome. I want to welcome you to another episode of Mind Your Legacy. I am the Queen Visionary, Angela Thomas Smith, and I want to welcome you tonight for this special episode. I'm excited to have Coach Debbie Joyner Foreman in the building tonight. I tell you, I have watched this queen for years. Excited to be able to sit down and talk with her and have that conversation tonight, y'all. We're going to be talking about legacy. Y'all know that's one of my things. I love to talk about legacy and understanding that it's not something that we have to wait for, but it's something that we can create daily. So I'm excited to sit down with this queen. I want you to share this out with someone in your circle of influence because I'm telling you, there may be some nuggets that's dropped that you may need. I want you to get your notepads. I want you to get comfortable, get your favorite beverage, and get ready to be inspired. Be ready to get encouraged on this journey. I tell you, it's nothing like leaving and creating a legacy. So tonight, we're going to dive in. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my special guest so we can jump in the conversation. Hi.
Hello, hello, hello. I just want to just throw it back to you. Thank you, Miss Angela, for what you are doing for women and men across the world. You are being the light, and many blessings, many abundance, and many prayers that's due to you, that's coming your way for what you are doing. So with that said, let's go. I'm ready. Let's go.
Amen. 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 Well, I thank you for that encouragement and those powerful words. Like I said in the beginning, I have watched you for years, have seen what you do, and you do a lot in empowering women, as well as authors. So, and you are an entrepreneur, and I see you. And know that I am excited to be sitting here talking to you tonight about legacy because you are definitely creating a legacy. I want to First, I want you to introduce yourself. Tell those that are tuned in a little bit about yourself, and then we're gonna jump in that conversation about legacy tonight.
Sure, sure. Well, my name is Debbie Joyner Foreman, and I'm from the great state of North Carolina, Nashville, North Carolina, not Tennessee. And people's like Nashville, and North Carolina has a Nashville. And I'm a wife and a mom of twin girls who just turned 30. And yes, a author, an entrepreneur, and I wear many hats. But the greatest one is mom. And like I said, I love being a mom of twin girls who's 30 and young adults. I love when sometimes when the phone ring and they just ask, Mom, I need your advice. There is something about that, but that I caught that author spirit when in 2017 my job decided to say, you know what? We need to let you go. And I said, really? And they said, the job is shifting. And when they said that, I said, okay. And everybody else was crying and carrying on. And they said, why are you not crying, Debbie? I said, because you don't know who my daddy is. You don't know who my daddy is. And they said, well, who your daddy? You don't know who my daddy is. I said, Jesus, that's who my daddy is. And everybody, they were going crazy. And I'm like, wait a minute, my daddy will provide. And when I say, as soon as I walked out of there, I had a smile on my face. As soon as I walked out of there, the next day he started downloading. He started downloading my first book, Courage to Take the Shot. And I knew then that from that day on, he had my back. He had my back. And I knew that there was women out there that needed to know that they had the courage. That they had the courage. Don't be stuck. You have the courage to take the shot.
Well, I can tell you, our stories are so similar, and I'll probably throughout this show we probably will find a lot of similarities. But that is what really pushed me into doing what I'm doing. Um, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I think I started young because I grew up on a farm and we used to go and take our produce to the farmers market. Didn't know that that was what I was doing because I didn't know nothing about entrepreneurship, but it was just something that was bred in me. And in 2020, in the midst of COVID, I remember I had just moved to Myrtle Beach and I had just started this job. And I was the first person that they let go. I was upset at first until my sister told me, she said, "Do you not remember the conversation that we had a couple of days ago?" She said, "You said that you would love to do what you're doing full time." She said, "So now you have the opportunity to do it full time." And I had to go back and I had to apologize to God because I had asked for this. And he opened it. I didn't think he was going to do it that way, but he did it. And can I tell you that he has provided for me? I've not held a 9 to 5. I have just completely been surrendered to him and allowing him to lead me, because you're talking about a girl from, I'm from South Carolina, a small, small place in South Carolina that people probably never heard of, in Abbeville County, called Level Land. I tell you, it's one way in and one way out. And everybody on that street is either my first cousin or my second cousin. Never thought I would be an author. I was given the opportunity in 2016 to be a part of an anthology. When I tell you, God has been downloading ever since. Never thought that I would be an author, and yet I'm chasing 200 literary published works right now. I'm on a goal to publish 200 literary works, and I think I'll have it done before my birthday in 2027.
Awesome.
So when we say, "Won't He do it?" Won't He do it?
Won't he do it?
We just have to be willing. So I can say we have that in common. I see we definitely are believers, and we definitely are someone that has faith and trust in the one that created us. I often tell people that a lot of people will say, "Well, he would never put more on you than he can that you can bear." But guess what? He already know what you can bear, because he have given us gifts and talents so that we can make room for ourselves throughout this world. He's placed things in us because he already know what we gonna need. And that's what I keep telling people. He knows what we gonna need. So it's not about putting more on us than we can bear, because he would never do that. He would never do that. But we do have to go through tests, trials, and tribulations so that we can have a testimony, so we'll be able to tell somebody what he did for us, so that he can be glorified, because he already told us it's going to work together for our good. But let me be quiet, because I'm telling you, I can go, and this is not about me. This is totally about you. So on this journey, in writing, when you first published your first literary work, what was that like?
It was when I first started to do the research, and I started to do the research. I started to reach out to women at that particular time who were in their the ages were 45 and up, 50, and I was finding out a lot of them were grandparents, and a lot of them was like sitting around in rocking chairs and everything. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Don't you guys have dreams? And a lot of them was saying, well, it's too late for me. And I'm like, no, it's never too late. You're breathing, and it was like everybody that I talked to, I'm like, no, you're breathing. And I said, wait a minute, hold up. That just motivated me even more, and see, I'm a Jersey girl. So, the passion and the fire in me was like, hold up. And I'm here in North Carolina, and I live here now. I'm a transplant. But the Jersey and the fire inside of me kept saying no. And they would look at me like I was crazy. Like, what are you talking about? I'm a grandparent. I'm like, no. That's not who you are. Okay, that's not who you are. When you were a little girl, you dreamt about doing something. What did you dream about? Well, I wanted to. I said, come on, give it to me. You wanted to do what? I wanted to do, okay, give it to me. Okay, so why not? Because of, okay, well, let's do it. Okay, now let's write it down. And let's see. Let's make that happen. But ain't no buts. Get the butt out the way. Okay, get your butt out the way. Get your butt out the way, cause we serve a big God over here.
Come on now.
Okay, we serve a big God over here. Get your butt out the way. We serve a big God. You breathe and let's make it happen. So once I started talking to people, and some women was like, okay, and then I said, okay, I got to write this book, because I was running into too many women that was having a butt issue. Okay, they was having a butt issue, but by the time I finished writing the book, and I could say that a couple of women, they decided to say, let me get rid of the butt and jump on and do something. So I was just so excited that some women decided to let the butt go and do something. Because they were like, wait a minute, I do have a dream. I am somebody. I am a grandma, but I ain't that one sitting on the porch. I ain't that one just letting my dream go to waste. I'm not that one. I'm no longer that one. I had a dream before I became a grandma. I had a dream before all of that happened. So before all that happened, I was somebody else. I said, yes, you were. So come on, let's make that happen. So when I wrote that book, and after that, it was like, okay, it's on and popping now. Let's go. Let's have a party now. Okay, what's the next one? Come on. So after that, I was on and popping. I said, okay, what's the next one? Then the next one was like work the word. I was in church one day, and I'm looking in the back of the pews, and people taking notes, and I'm like, why y'all writing on a tithes envelope? Where y'all notes at? Where y'all notebooks at? What? So I had to go, and I wrote a book. Work the word. Work the word. So people writing on a tithes envelope. I said, okay. So things would just start to popping. I'm like, you know what? What's going on? Did Marvin Gaye write a song about that? What's going on?
Okay. What's going on? Like,
you
really,
know.
let's get it together.
Let's get it together. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I'm like, okay, I have to write a book about that. So it just floors me, that the things that's going on around us, that number one is that we can monetize, you know, that we can monetize. So the author book things just be downloading to you at the blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? At the blink of an eye, stuff to start downloading. You'll be like, "Ooh, let me catch that.
Okay.
Let me catch that." And I say to myself, I wish somebody would walk past me and said, "I can't find a job. I can't make money." I wish somebody, really? If you can't do an ebook, if you can't get on Canva, you got a phone? What? Not in this day and age. You better not say that.
You better say it.
You
You
hungry?
better say it.
You better
You
not
better
say
say
that.
it.
You
It ain't
hungry?
no excuse now.
There's none. It's not. You better not. Don't say that. You cannot go hungry, and you got a phone. You better stop looking at those videos and laughing all day long. You better laugh your way to the bank. You better what? You better do something now. It's too easy. That's all I'm saying. It's too easy.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And there's so many different things that you can do, even with them being on them phones and on them apps. You can use those apps for your benefit as well once you do that book. Because now you got another outlet where you can go on these different platforms and you can talk about your book. Not only that, you can turn these books into coaching programs. You can turn them into membership programs. You can turn them into lessons. You can turn them into workbooks. You can turn them into all different types of things once you break it down. I'm telling you, some people just don't realize what they're sitting on. One thing about God, He said that He would never leave us nor forsake us. And I truly believe that that breath that he breathed in us in Genesis 2 and 7, that breath of life, everything that we needed was deposited in us. It's up to us to tap into those gifts and those talents. And sometimes we just have to be in the right place at the right time and be up under the right people and align with the right people. So, because somebody may encourage you, somebody may plant a seed, somebody may fertilize that seed, somebody may have to prune that seed, and then somebody may have to help you with the harvest. So everybody that you come across, there is something that they're supposed to be doing in your life. So don't think it's a mistake. And sometimes we get in a place where we think that we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, but understand that God, He's always with us, and everything that we go through, everything that we experience is part of the plan. It is part of the plan. We just
Absolutely.
got to learn how to adjust, and we got to learn how to push forward. And I see that you have done that. You didn't let the job downsizing keep you from making another way of income and increasing that. I know you carry the name coach, you carry the name serial entrepreneur. There are several things that you do outside of being an author. So that there you are creating a legacy. And I tell people it ain't what people will remember you by, but it's those things that you do daily that people can learn from and grow from and create from. So what does that word legacy mean to you?
Well, you know, really, just thinking about it now, compared to like years ago. Now, when I used to work like on Wall Street and like Merrill Lynch, Dean Witter, around like billions of dollars, right? Not really knowing about the financial markets. Like they say, when you know better, you do better, right?
That part.
When you know better, you do better. Not even knowing, like you said, what I had my hands on, right? Full circle, 2025 come around. You know, we get with a group of women, we get with a platform, we get into trading. You know, like I said, it's never too late. Never too late to start learning financial literacy for you and your family. Okay. Passive income, you know, learning trading to pass down that literacy legacy. You know, what I do know is, you know, books will be around long after we're gone. You know, my girls, the legacy, they will be able, my grandchildren will be able to be like, did grandma write a book? Grandma, you know, that will be here long after I'm gone, you know, teaching them now, you know, about, like I said, money, because we never was taught that, you know, and it blows my mind to today still when I'm talking to them now, and they're like, you know, Mama, we have friends that their parents still to this day don't talk to their children about money, you know. And I said, that's one legacy that I definitely will be leaving with them, how to manage it, how to invest it, you know, because everybody else, the Rockefellers, okay, the Hiltons, their children will never, ever, and ever have to worry about money.
And
Ever.
a lot of the other races, that's one thing that they do. They teach their kids, and they always want to have something that they can pass down. You often hear them talking about trust. You often hear them talking about different things. You often hear them. A lot of them don't even put their houses and things in their name. They put them in the trust, things that cannot be taken from them, things that can be passed down and always stay in the family. But the more and more, it's like we are coming to know. It's like it took a minute, but we are waking up. But the thing is, we need to stay woke, and we need to continue to move forward with this. So I'm so proud of you, and I want to know a little bit more about the financial literacy, because that is one thing that a lot of people don't talk about in the Black and Brown community. Because if they wanted us to know, it would be definitely something that they would be teaching in the schools, but it's not. It's like they're teaching us how to go from school to the job force so that we can be fulfilling somebody else's dreams, and how to get jobs and other people's dreams. But they never teach us how to be entrepreneurs, and how to have our own. And that's why I'm so proud of all of the ones that are willing to step out in entrepreneurship, and lead by example. So if you would share a little bit more about your financial literacy, and then I want to hear about some of your other entrepreneur endeavors, because I
Well,
told you I've been watching you.
Well, see, the financial endeavors number one. I'm so glad. Like, I love the part when to invest in yourself, and people might have seen the young lady Ashley Fox, who's she's on Facebook, but she has a program on Facebook about real estate and investing and stuff. So I take her class, and the class that I've been in with her since last year, and it's all about investing and buying stocks and just investing in stocks that and investing in stocks that you deal with. Now, you purchase, example, you purchase toothpaste, Colgate, stuff of that nature. If you purchase these things, you might as well get what they call dividends. The company pays out dividends on these particular companies, right? So if you purchase these products on a monthly, every 2 weeks, or what have you, you might as well get paid for them. So if you if you purchase Colgate or whatever the toothpaste, the company pays a dividend, you are a shareholder. You're a shareholder. So every quarter, some of them is every month, the company say, hey, thank you for being a shareholder. Here's a check. By law, they have to pay you. So when I say owning Microsoft, getting you some shares in Microsoft, getting you some shares in Wells Fargo, you can get four companies getting you some shares, and you can have $500 a month or more in dividends each quarter. That's extra income right there. $2,000 a month extra income or more. The class I'm in, this young lady, she got $10,000 a month in dividends that the company pay her. Extra income. And all she did, I got a Fidelity account. You just open it up. And see, that's the stuff they don't tell us. They don't tell us that. They don't tell us that. They don't want us to know. They don't tell us that. They don't tell us that.
They don't talk to us about universal insurance.
No, no,
It's a lot of stuff that they don't want us to know because they know that we will get in a place where they don't want us to be more powerful than them.
no. Because soon we hear that what radar go off in our head? Scam. A little thing starts. Oh, that's a scam. That it goes off. Scam. We scam. But yet, and I know people got to have jobs. I know I had one. Believe I had one. But the first thing off is scam. But when you retire from your job, you're not going to be getting paid the same thing from your job. You getting paid from your job $2,500 a month, almost $3,000 a month. When you get ready to retire from that job, you ain't gonna be getting that same amount. Come on now, just be real.
Nowhere near.
You're not gonna be getting nowhere near it.
I mean, you hear people saying they on the budget, they on a tight budget because they are not making what they were making on the
They're
job.
not
I know because I have aunts that are in their 80s, and I watched them work all their lives,
correct.
and I watched them always have stuff. You know, they
Yep.
always have had money as long as they was working. They had money, but now you first thing they say, I'm on a budget, I'm on a budget, I'm on a budget because you know that they're not getting the money that they were making when they
Right.
were working on the job.
And
So
what
I hear it all the time. I hear
right.
it all the
Well, you're
time.
like, wait
But
a
I'm
minute.
so grateful that we have property, that we own property.
Mm-hmm.
So that cut down on a little bit for them,
Mm-hmm.
because that property that they live on has been in our family for over maybe 60, 70 years,
Mm.
probably longer than that because they grew up on it. So my oldest aunt, she's 82. So it's been I could probably say over 100 years. It's been in the family.
Wow, wow, wow. That's powerful. That's powerful. That's powerful. Powerful. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, because
So,
we grew up as farmers. I remember we didn't hardly have to go to the grocery stores for nothing. Like I can just go out in the front yard and walk over to the field and get a cantaloupe, get a watermelon, pick some string beans. We go down to the next field and get the collard greens and the cabbages. Because I used to love coleslaw because it used to be we used to make it fresh out the garden. Right? The cabbage grow and we so yeah, I'm used to that. I'm used to it. But you have definitely touched on some stuff. A lot of us we don't know about the financial literacy because they don't teach that in school. I want to talk about your business. I know you do the detox teas and all of that. I see you sharing that. How did you get into that?
well, the holistic plant based journey that that particular business that I'm in with a couple of ladies, we this project that we're in now, we realize that the healthcare system is broken, and what I know is when you research, before we didn't have the opportunity to know what was going on. We just took for granted for what they said, you know. We believed in the white coat. What they said, I mean, everybody said what the doctor said. You have to believe what they said. And when you really didn't believe, you really couldn't research what the doctor said. But now when you research stuff and everything has side effects to it. And once you start listening to your body, because your body will tell you everything that's going on. So, when we got into this particular project and we decided to start out with different products on the products that we started out, we know that we first had to detox our body in order to figure out exactly what was going on, because a lot of us are over medicating, and every medication is not for everybody, you know. And I see it so over and over again, especially with one particular medication. Like, I don't even take it, but I know my husband take it. They give everybody metformin, and I'm like, "What you? Oh, I'm taking metformin." And one day I just sat in the doctor office with my mother-in-law, and I just sat there, and everybody was just talking about, "You take metformin?" "Yeah, I take metformin." "You take metformin?" "I take metformin." And everybody was just, and I was like, "Wow, do it do the same thing to everybody? How can one particular medicine work?" And he was like, "Oh yeah." And then I was sitting in the office, and they was like, "Yeah, the metformin does this, this, and this, and this." And I'm like, "Wow." That's when it clicked up here that when they just give it as a blanket, hoping that it'll touch that particular thing that you have. So if you have this, let it catch it. If you have that, let it catch it. I'm like, oh. So when I say, when you go back in Genesis and you see that the plant base is where in Genesis is where we originally started with the healing herbs for our bodies. So I know I started my husband out on some of our products, and he was like, "Oh wow, I don't, this particular one is helping me with this, you know. So he said, what is this? And I said, oh, you've been taking this. He said, oh, wow, you know. So when I was telling his doctor, you know, his doctor was like, okay, well, you know, he still needs to take this. And I just looked at him like, yeah, okay. You know, of course, I took it away from him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I'm like, you just want to get paid, sir. You know, so
Exactly.
I just looked at him real good, you know. So my husband was like, here she go. I'm like, yes, sir, because you got to be around for a while. So I'm taking this, I'm taking this from you, you know. But I know for myself that some of the young ladies in my circle that can attest to, number one, they can attest to that you have to detox your body first to get all the purities out. You know, you have to clean, you know, clean out your body, get the stuff out. But you know what really kind of like that hurts me to my heart is that when we as sisters and stuff bring stuff to our sisters and say we have something that may help you, you know, our family, our sisters, our close friends look at us like, since you don't have a MD behind your name, or you might not know what you're talking about, but let something pop up on Facebook from a celebrity or whatever, and they will go ahead and boom, put that credit card in just because they're a celeb, but you don't know that person. You know, that relationship is not there, you know. And it's probably the same thing. It's a detox something. But I'm your sister. I'm just trying to help you out, you know, because I know what the products do. I know look, I know I no longer have inflammation in my knees. My knees not doing no crackety crack 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 no more. Look, and I'm 60 and fabulous. Okay, so look, I know my knees can bend. I know what I know now that I'm taking the products. And look, I ain't got to be no model on TV getting paid all this money to hold this bottle up.
Right.
They ain't paying me. Look, they ain't paying me to tell you this.
But you speaking truth. You are definitely speaking truth because I have a testimony myself. I was diagnosed as a diabetic. They put me on two insulins. I'm on the long acting insulin and I'm on the short acting. So this past Friday, I went to the doctor and I realized I said, you know, I can't tell these people that I have not been taking this medicine because I was trying to get them to take me off. So what I did tell her, I said, you know what? I say there are times when my level is like 100. Like this morning, I took my sugar; it was 90. If I take that insulin, if I have took both of those insulin, my sugar would have dropped. It would have dropped to my 40s, and it would have made me sick. So I can't take it, and that's what I was telling them. So they did lower it, but just like I told her, she said, "Well, how many times have you not taken it?" So I told her, I said, "Well, you just run a A1C or whatever it is called." I said, "Can you just run one of those on me?" So she ran one, and she come back. And she say, how often you don't take your medicine? I say, I just told her I take it every day. But I don't. Because when it's 90 and when it's 100 or below, I don't take it. And technically, the doctor that I saw that gave me the medication, he said if it's 180, I'm good. So if it's not 180, I don't take it. I don't take it. And when my A1C come back, it went from an 11 to a 7. So I got two more degrees to go down, two more numbers to go down, and they're gonna have to take me up off this insulin. Don't you can keep your pens, you can keep all your stuff. I don't need it. And like I was telling my sister, I say that may have been just a one-time occurrence. And instead of them monitoring me, they immediately put me on this medication. But like you, I do my research.
That right.
And one thing we got to do is research stuff. And I started taking and keeping up with my numbers, and I started looking and keeping up with stuff. And I say, you know what? I'm not taking all this stuff if my levels are okay. So I just all day long, I'm just monitoring. I'm monitoring. Now, what I did do was I changed my eating habits. I changed the way I eat and some of the things that I wasn't taking because I used to love some sweets. I stopped every sweet. I stopped it. I cut back on the breads. I cut back on the pasta. I cut back on all those carbohydrates that were not good for my body, rice and all that stuff. So I said, you know what? I say it's more than one way to get them. I say I ain't got to tell them everything, but and they can keep writing the prescriptions, but they won't be filled. Hmm. So, and then she wanted to write me some more prescriptions for some pens. I say I got more than enough of them. I say I got plenty of them. I got plenty of them because I ain't had to use them. That's why it's important. Like Cheryl, she is someone that just she's always sharing her journey and what she does, and I am so proud of her because I met Cheryl about 5 years ago, and I think when I first met her, she not too long after meeting her, she was diagnosed with cancer, and I watched her go through that journey and she shared with me some of the things that she changed and some of the things that she um, does. So every chance I get, I'm sharing y'all stuff. I keep saying I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get some. I just been had some things going on, but I'm gonna get some. I definitely want to get some of that detox, and I was telling my sister about it too. So I definitely been sharing it. So I just want to thank you for, you know, sharing it and inviting the women that you did invite because we have to pour into our community. We got to get back to that village community. And when you said that a lot of people they hear something that sounds good and they think it's a scam, that's when you got to learn how to do your research. Because if you start researching stuff, you'll see that it's everything good is not a scam. It's not a scam. But you have to learn how to research and do your research, and then you'll be better off. You will be better off. But
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you,
How
thank
can we
you.
get some of those herbs? How can we check out your products?
Look, you can reach out to me on Facebook. You know, reach out to me on Facebook, Debbie Foreman 35 on Facebook, um, and I can definitely get you some of those herbs. Definitely the detox, and definitely something for people with the like I said with the A1C with the sugar and everything like that. But like I said, a detox, definitely. Um, we can definitely help you with that, definitely with that. But yeah, you can reach out to me on definitely on Facebook. That's the main platform.
And if they want to grab your book, where can they get your books from?
They can definitely go on Amazon. Amazon, they can definitely go on Amazon. All of my books are on Amazon. Debbie Joyner Foreman on Amazon. They can definitely reach. All of my books are on Amazon.
And if they want to learn about the stock market and getting involved with stocks and things of that nature, um, how can they reach out and be a part of that?
Well, if they want or they if they're interested in financial literacy, they can email me and we can set up a chat at Debbie Joyner Foreman at gmail.com.
Wow, you have a lot of resources. You have a lot that you do. So, do you have any projects, anything that you're working on, anything that we can get involved in?
Well, this last collaboration that I did with my ladies, I'm so excited. As six of us got together, our last book together collaboration. Six of us called Faith and Fire, and it's six of us. Is so excited. Women who fought with a purpose. This year has been something, but we fought through, and I'm so excited about this book because we have been through something. So this book right here is something. It's a special book. So this is real special. So this is the collaboration with the women that we're in. We're in a couple of things together, and through thick and thin, these are the women that said no matter what, we're doing this thing together. And to me, when you have a sisterhood like that, when you have a circle of sisters that you can, they come together, you can pray together, you guys can cry together. When you have something like that, you have gold. You have gold. You have gold.
Amen. I can testify to that because February of next year we will have had our prayer line for 7 years, and it was just me and two other young ladies. We decided. I asked them would they join me, and they said yes. And we've had some more people. Cheryl is a part of that. She's been with me for 5 years on that prayer line. And we're coming up on it'll be 7 years for us and 6 years for Cheryl. But through it all, I'm talking about when she was sick, going through, she was showing up at 5 a.m. So definitely, that's one thing about me. If you can't pray with me, look, I'm skeptical. I need some sisters that's gonna pray with me, that's gonna be there through thick and thin, that's gonna be able to help pray me through some things. That's what we need. So I definitely I support sisterhood. I love sisterhood because it's nothing like being there, being your sister and your brother's keeper. Because we need one another. We was not placed in this world to do it alone. So I definitely thank you for all you do to empower, to educate, and encourage those that you come in contact with, whether it be women, men, children. I thank you because you definitely have an arsenal over there that you can pour out for all of the ages. So thank you for all that you do. Before we close, I always like for my guests to share something encouraging, recaps, whatever it is that you want to share with the listeners before we close out that can encourage them.
Well, I would like them to just keep your head up because it times will get hard, but don't stop because it's you were built for this. You were built for the process that you're going through. You were built for this, and like you said earlier, Miss Angela, you were built for what you're going through right now. So don't quit. Keep going, cause you're strong. You're stronger than this, because God got something for you at the end. Cause if you quit, you won't know what you got at the end.
Mhm.
Cause you're built for this. That's what I know. If you quit in the middle, you will not know what you got at the end. You Somebody always say, "Well, you always smiling, Miss Debbie." I said, "Yes, because I know. I know what's at the end. I'm always smiling. I'm always smiling because I know. I'm always smiling. Yes, yes, yes. I'm always smiling. So don't quit. It's going to get rough. It's supposed to. It's supposed to. You don't supposed to walk around and everything's supposed to be like la di dee la di da. You supposed to bob and weave this thing. Be like, come
Mhm.
on with it, okay? Come on with it. But no, just don't quit. That's the thing. Just don't quit. That's all I gotta say. Just don't quit.
That's it. And you can smile because you know that that joy that you have, the world didn't give it to you, but the Creator gave it to you. And you
Mm-hmm.
know that it's going to be okay because you believe His word, you trust His word. And He's already told us, He said He would never leave us nor forsake us. So I just stand on His word. I believe His word no matter what it looked like in the natural. You know, you press, push. They say, pray until something happens. You got to
Mm-hmm.
keep praying. You got to keep getting up. You got to keep showing up because faith without works is dead. So you can't just believe and
Mm-hmm.
not do nothing. So that's why you can smile. That's
Mm-hmm.
why you can be happy. That's why because this world didn't give it to you.
That's right.
You know your father gave it to you. So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
more than enough to smile.
Absolutely.
So again, I thank you. I thank you for stopping by. I thank you for all that you are doing. And I just pray that God continue to open doors for you, that He continue to smooth out your path, and that you continue to be able to be a blessing to all those that you come in contact with, everything that you do. I just pray that He just expand your territory and just continue to stir up those gifts that He's placed within you so that you can reach millions because it's in you. And I thank you. I have watched you, and I am so proud of you. And I say that with love and from my heart. Just keep going, because many are watching you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I pray for you daily because I see how much you do, and I pray for your strength. Because I'm like, ooh, she's there. She goes. She at it again. Lord, give her strength. I pray for you daily as
Well,
well.
I truly appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Ma'am.
It's good to know that I have a sister that's praying for me.
Yes, ma'am.
So, again, I thank you for stopping by and sharing with us. I truly have enjoyed you. Anytime you want to come back, you're more than welcome to come back and share with us anytime. I know hopefully we can get you back with your ladies so we can talk about that book. So we definitely want to share that because I love to talk about new adventures. And also, I don't know if you know Patrice. Patrice is one of the hosts over here on the podcast. She does everything around books. Her platform is South Carolina Book Gal, and she is on every Tuesday night. And she's highlight authors. Her whole platform is built around authors. She's a librarian, and she's been a librarian for over 20 years.
Mm.
So she's definitely someone that I want to put you in contact with too, so that you can share that new book and all of your books with her and see how she can help elevate your platform.
Okay.
Again, thank you. And I hope you have a great rest of your night and hope to see you back here soon.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Yes,
righty.
ma'am. All right. Well,
All
I
right.
want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I hope you have been blessed. I hope some nuggets that was dropped, well, you took them down and that you're going to apply them to your life. Because I tell you, what was dropped tonight was seeds. And I want you to sow those seeds so that they can produce fruit, so that they can produce fruit. So until next time, y'all, I will be back the second Thursday of August. I will see y'all then. Y'all have a great night.
Thank you for tuning in tonight. From my heart to yours. Good night. Good night. Queen Visionary Angela, signing off in grace. But keep your legacy in motion. Keep walking in faith. Good night, good night. Keep minding your legacy. Build with love, walk in truth. Be who God called you to be. Let your purpose shine bright. Keep walking in purpose till we meet next time. Oh, don't forget who you are. You're a rising star. Walk boldly and be free. Yeah. Tonight we shared wisdom. Tonight we shared light. We spoke on